Hi, my name is Madison. I am from Hayward, Iowa, and I exhibited the Grand Champion Breeding Ewe at Arizona National in 2019. I started when I was like 8-ish. It was like me and my dad we decided that we wanted to do it. And I remember my first ewe, her name was Fuzzy Fergie. We would always go to Sioux Falls, the Sioux Falls Empire show, and that was like my first show. And I got reserve my first year, so I was pretty excited about that. I've been showing at Arizona National since about 2015, and it's definitely one of my favorite shows just because the atmosphere is just warm and fun and laid back, and I get to go see some of my best friends every year. In a way, Arizona National kind of gives off the same energy as like going to a state fair while still being a national. Like when you're going to a national, it feels like everybody's just kind of being pitted against each other, and it can be scary and you get nervous. Arizona National, it feels like you're back home and you can just walk into the ring and do your thing. The best advice I ever received is from my dad, although if you ask him, he'll probably deny it. When you're in the ring, you need to look at the judge like you're trying to stare into his soul. Probably the biggest stock show win that I've had was Louisville last year. Whenever I went to Louisville, I was like, oh yeah, this is the hard show. I'm probably not ever gonna win this one because it's like insanely hard to win. And then that one year I did, and it was just so crazy and surreal to me, especially because they didn't have the sale that year, so like that happened, and then there was like 5 minutes, and then we all loaded up and left, and I was in the car, and I was like, wait, did that just happen? Did I just do that? And I remember like my hand shaking when I was like signing the papers, and it was just like very surreal to me. It still hasn't processed all the way yet. So Peaches is my dad's favorite child. I'm the second. She was the ewe that I exhibited at Arizona National that year, and she won every other national show that she went to that year. She was kind of our prodigy, I guess you could say. Arizona was the last show that she went to for that year, and just kind of having that be like her last hurrah, I guess, before she goes into retirement was really special. You know, Peaches kind of has her reputation behind her, so I feel like everyone was kind of expecting her to win, but you know, I always get nervous when I go in the ring because things can always change. But then there's kind of that moment that's like probably one of my favorite parts of showing, when you're standing there and you're staring at the judge and you're like waiting for them to like walk around and look at everybody, and then they like lock eyes with you and they're like, oh, they're about to pick me, okay. And then you kind of freak out a little bit, but then it happens. If I could give my 8-year-old self some advice, it would probably be, if you think that the work you're doing is pointless, it's not, even if it feels like it right now. That work always pays off. Also, please get your GM10 and stop cuffing them. You look really dumb.